Hello, and welcome to Uplifting Stories. Today's story is called The Conductor's Mistake. The train was waiting at a station of one of our western railroads. The baggage master was busy with his checks. Men, women, and children were rushing for the cars. They were anxious to get to seats before the locomotive pulled away. A man, carelessly dressed, was standing on the station platform, seemingly giving very little attention to what was going on. It was easy to see that he was lame, and at a hasty glance you might have even assumed that he had neither wealth nor influence. The conductor gave him a contemptuous look and slapped him firmly on the shoulder, calling out, "Hello, Limpy, you better get aboard or the train's going to leave you behind." The man made no reply. As the train started to move, the man climbed on the last car and he walked quietly in and took a seat. The train had gone a few miles when the conductor appeared at the door of the car where our friend was sitting. Passing along taking tickets, he soon discovered him. "Your ticket, and make it quick." "I don't pay," replied the lame man quietly. "Don't pay?" "No, sir, I don't." "Well, we'll see about that. I shall put you off at the next station," and he went and seized his bag. "You better not be so rough, young man," returned the stranger. The conductor released the bag for a moment, and seeing that he could do no more, passed on to collect the fare from the other passengers. As he stopped a few seats down, a man who had heard the conversation asked, "Do you know who that man was you were talking to?" "No, sir," replied the conductor. "That is Peter Warburton, the president of the railroad." "Are you sure?" asked the conductor, trying to conceal his worry. "I know him," the man replied. The caller then rose to the young man's face, but with strong effort he controlled himself and went on collecting the fares from the other passengers. Meanwhile, Mr. Warburton sat quietly in his seat. None of those near him could interpret his expression of his face, nor tell what his next movement would be. He could get even if he chose to. He could tell the directors the truth, and the young man would be fired immediately. What would he do? Those who sat near him waited curiously to see what would happen next. Presently, the conductor came back. He walked up to Mr. Warburton's seat, took his books from his pocket, along with the bank bills and the tickets he had collected, and laid them beside Mr. Warburton. "I resign my place, sir," said the conductor. The president looked over the accounts for a moment, then motioning him to the vacant seat beside him, said, "I want you to sit down. I need to talk to you for a moment." When the young man sat down, the president spoke to him in an undertone. "My young friend, I have no wish for revenge. You have been very imprudent today. Your manner would have been very injurious to a company if I had been just a normal passenger. I could fire you, but I'm not. In the future, you need to remember to be polite to everybody you meet. You can't judge a man by the coat he wears, and the poor should be treated with kindness. Take up your book, sir. If you change your conduct, nothing that has happened today will injure you." We all make mistakes, and we need to learn to be able to learn from them, not to let them get us down, not to ruin our lives, but to be able to learn from our mistakes. And just as Mr. Warburton in this story, God forgives us of our actions, and He tells us to get up. Don't do it again. Move forward, just as He did to the lady in the woman in the Bible who was caught in adultery. He says, "Go and sin no more." Don't do your past mistakes. Don't repeat what you've done. He loves us, He cares for us, and He doesn't want to see pain and bad things befall us. And we need to trust in Him and show Him our love and find out that He truly does care about us. Just as Warburton cared about that man. He didn't want to see him fired. He wanted to see him to learn from his mistakes and to be able to grow from them. And that's what God wants from us. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.